This is No Face Bigfoot, and welcome to my pickups video for Tuesday, May 25th, 2020. I am recording this on a beautiful Memorial Day evening here at my home near the Potomac River. Hope everybody's doing great, having an awesome day despite the coronavirus trying to wreak havoc in our lives. This pickups video is about the 4 Atari 2600 plug-and plays that I recently picked up at Walmart, or what I like to call Wally World. Let's get to it. They were $5 a piece instead of the normal $20, so I saved $60. Of course, I've heard they're not very good, but hey, who cares? If they're $5 a pop for 20 games, it's worth it. Okay, the first one, which is unusual because it has the Pong controllers in it. It has 20 different games on it. Now, I remember the first game I played on my Atari 2600 with a Pong controller. Actually, we called them something else because you could twist them and use them as like a driving wheel, steering wheel. Anyway, this has 20 games on it. I'm gonna hold this to the side so everybody can see it. And then these are the games. Of course, they have games like Breakout, Super Breakout, Circus Atari. I know what I played the most was probably Night Driver, even though it wasn't a great game. Actually, it was horrible, even by standards of that time. But that was the first racing game I played on Atari 2600. Next up, we have probably the cream of the crop. The first third-party distributor, manufacturer. In fact, they're the first third party to make games ever. Activision. A little bit different from the days. But this company made some of the best games. And some of those games they made back on the Atari 2600 were ahead of their times. Or actually would have been great arcade classics. Anyway, this has everything from Mega Mania to Enduro. Oh yeah, Crackpots, Decathlon, and probably one of the best platform games of that generation, Hero. And if you like to watch Metal Jesus Rocks, yeah, that's his favorite game ever. And it's one of my top 10 games as well, back on the Atari 2600. Anyway, let's check out the other two. I haven't even looked at them yet. I purchased this one just because it had Centipede on the front. And again, it has Air Sea Battle on it, which was Target Fun, Bowling, Centipede, Millipede, one of the worst games of all time, Miniature Golf, the Sword Crest series, Tempest. And if you know anything about Tempest, when the Atari 2600, it was actually more of a homebrew, so it never released. I believe on Atari Age it did release as a game, but again, as a homebrew. And also, if you look closely, again, one of the greatest games of its generation, Yar's Revenge, which Yar is Ray spelled backwards, the creator of the game, if I remember correctly. And finally, dun dun dun, one of the first killer apps, not named Space Invaders, Asteroids. Woohoo! There we go. And on here, we have Adventure 2, Crystal Castles. Oh man, that's one of my favorite games that you used to play with a knob, like Centipede and Millipede. It's not as good on the Atari 2600, but it's good. It probably has the best tennis game on the Atari, Real Sports Tennis, and also Video Pinball. And then this is what it looks like here. And then right here. Now, what I want to do with this, I want to have 2 unboxing videos here in the near future for this. So I'm going to do 2 separate ones. One for the classics for Asteroids and the Centipede models, and then for Pitfall and the Pong models. Anyway, what have I been playing lately? I decided to break out Sniper Elite V2. I've been playing that. Of course, it's not as good as 3 or 4. In fact, most of the levels are very linear. Where 3 and 4 are kind of like small open worlds. We have multiple ways of defeating the game and defeating levels and killing Nazis and, of course, assassinating the Fuhrer. Also, what I've been playing, the God of War series. I went back and played 1, 2, and 3. And now I'm playing the PSP games. Ascension, again, not very good. Combat is not very good compared to the other 5 God of War games. Of course, there's another one. There's actually 7 of them before the recent one came out in 2018. So, I'm sick of, tapping R1 button and then the game zooms out. You're like, wow, look at the impressive graphics. Look how big this snake is. And then on a 60-inch TV, Kratos is an inch tall. And really, you're not impressing me with anything. The only thing you're making me look like, you're making a god look like an ant. Wow, does that game suck? But I'm going to go ahead and finish it. Now, don't get me wrong, it actually is a good game. But for the God of War series, it is not very good. Of course, I played Ghost of Sparta and, Chains. So, anyway, hope everybody's doing pretty good. Remember, wash your hands, whenever possible. Make sure you use hand sanitizer when you're out in public because you don't know what people touch. And don't forget to wear a mask when you're inside a building. Of course, not everywhere you go, especially with the warm weather. Some people probably will get sick if you keep one on for too long, but it's good practice to do it indoors as much as I hate it. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing good. I want to give a special shout out to the 2020 class, Newtown Eagles. Made it to state for boys basketball. I'm proud of you guys, especially that little shithead named Shooter Stewart. God, he was a shithead in school. But I love you anyway. You was my homeboy. You was always pretty good. And the other guys who played, and especially Tristan, man. I watched him from 8th grade to a freshman, man, and he really improved, man. That man is a beast on the court. I don't know. People just don't give him enough credit. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. If you haven't done so already, make sure you slap that thumbs up button or that like button. Slap that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And if you haven't done so already, leave some positive comments. I'm out. Have a nice day. Out.